Myself, it's Venkat. So I have about 8.5 years of experience in the Informatica Power Center as a trainer as well as an administrator. Okay, so I'm here to give you the training sessions on the Informatica Power Center. So it's like Informatica, the tool name is Informatica Power Center, right? So this tool basically it comes around the data warehousing environment. It's a tool within the data warehousing environment. So because of that reason, for the first 5 classes, you're going to understand all the concepts of the data warehouse, like what is a data warehouse? Yes. What is a OLTP system? What is the OLAP system? So what is the dimensional modeling? Right. So what kind of tables are present within the data warehouse, right? And what are the different types of dimension tables, and what kind of fact tables are present, right? And so what are the different OLAP tools? What is the functionality of them? So all these concepts will be given. You will be given heads up on all these concepts for the first 5 classes. So once we are done with that, we'll try to understand more about how the Informatica Power Center works, right? So as a part of the demo session, you can see these are the concepts that will be covered as a part of the demo session, like what is a data warehouse, what are the different systems that are present here, and why data warehouse used, what is the ETL process, what is the role of Informatica Power Center within the data warehousing environment, and what are the different ETL tools, and what are different BA tools, and what are you going to learn over this ETL, Informatica training program, what are all you are going to learn and what you will receive. All these things we'll understand within the demo session. Okay, so basically, let's say you have application. So let's consider you have a applications are present. So when I say application, let's say you have a IRCTC application either, or let's say you have some banking application. So basically, for every organization, yes, for every organization or every company, data plays a major role. Data plays a major role. So what is the purpose? What is the purpose of storing the data? Yes, anyone? What is the purpose of storing the data? Why every organization needs the data? So every organization needs to store the data for the purpose of business analysis. Exactly, for the purpose of business analysis, or for the purpose of future reference. We store the data, right? So let's say you have a banking application is there. So whenever any user wanted to perform some banking operations, what do? We just open the online banking system of, let's say you have SBI, State Bank of India. So we just open the online banking system of this SBI. So we just log in into that. Once you log in into that, you can see all the names which you have added as a beneficiary, and you can start performing the online transactions from your account. So when you're starting the online transactions, when you are performing the online transactions, what you do is that you will just use this application, or you will use this interface in order to do any things. Right? So all these applications, or all the interfaces that you perform, all the interfaces that you see for every application of an organization, these interfaces, yes, these interfaces are something designed by making use of the programming languages, right? They are created by using the programming languages. So when I say programming languages, it could be like Java, or it could be like .NET, it could be PHP, or sometimes it's like D2K forms. We can use the D2K forms for creating these interfaces. So when you enter the data into this interface, when you enter the data using this interface, basically these programming languages has the disability of, or these programming languages, so the interfaces that are created by the programming languages cannot store the data. Basically, it is not capable of storing the data. But in order to perform the business analysis, we need to have this data stored at some place. So that some place is nothing but a database. So the information that is entered via these front-end interfaces will be stored in the database. So it's a back-end technology called as a database or the server, where the data is present in the form of tables. The data is present in the form of tables within the database. So what is meant by a database now? A database is nothing but it's a software package. A database is nothing but it's a software package that stores the data in the form of tables where you have the data presented. So there are multiple databases that are present within the real time. Like you have Oracle is a popular database. You have SQL Server, which is from Microsoft. You have DB2 from IBM. You have Sybase, which is acquired by SAP. You have most popularly Teradata, that is from Teradata Corporation. So these are all the different databases, popular databases that you have within the real-time environment, where you store the data in the form of tables. So in order to communicate with the databases, we have a language called as a SQL language. So this SQL language is nothing but it's a structured query language. Using this language, basically you can basically interact with the database. When I say interaction, it's like you can insert the data. Yes, you can create the tables. You can update the data. You can delete the data. You can truncate it. Yes, you can drop the table. Alright, so these are all the different operations you can perform using the SQL language, using the structured query language in order to communicate with the databases. So SQL language is a structured query language where it contains some set of commands that are useful for communicating with the database. Alright, so let's say you have for this SBA system, yes, there are 3 OLTP systems are there. Let's consider. So when I say OLTP system, you have some, it is called as online transactional processing system. Online transactional processing system. So let's say, so when I say online transactional processing system, so these systems are basically useful for storing all the transactions of the organization. When I say transactions, means let's say you have a SBA system is there, SBA banking system. So when you perform the credit to your account or to anyone's account, or when you perform the debit using the ATM withdrawal center, so that is nothing but a transaction, right? So when you're booking any ticket via railway application, so that is nothing but a transaction. When you are booking a ticket via airline application, that's nothing but a transaction. When you are buying anything, so it's a order entry. By using the order entry application, you can do that. Or let's say if you are buying any product from the e-commerce applications like if you know about Flipkart or Amazon, eBay. So these are all the different e-commerce applications. So where you can perform the transactions. When I say transactions, it's nothing but when you have booked a product within the application, it's nothing but a transaction. right? So when you book a train ticket, when you book a airline ticket, so that is nothing but a transaction. So every business will have a OLTP system that captures all the transactions of that company. That captures all the transactions of the company. So when I say transaction, a transaction technically it's nothing but it's a set of DML operations. It's a set of DML operation. So when I say DML operations, it's nothing but either you insert the data or you update the data. Means when you are booking any product within the e-commerce application, it's nothing but you're adding the data. When you perform a transaction, it's nothing but you're adding the data to the OLTP application. So when you book a product, insert operations will be done, right? So when you have cancelled that product, so the update operation will be done, which will cancel that product that we have it. Okay, so a transaction is nothing but it's a set of DML operation that is performed, which is adding the data to the OLTP application. So before understanding what system that is running on the, you have the billing system which is nothing but a OLTP. So any e-commerce application that you see, it's a OLTP application, right? So these are all the different OLTP applications that you have, which are used to carry out all the operational transactions. Yes, which are used to carry out all the operational transactions, right? So basically, so OLTP systems are the online transaction processing system, right? So which are used to carry out all the operational transactions of any organization. Means, so this is the first, for whenever you are setting up any organization, so this is the first part that has to be computerized. Means because the OLTP system is basically stores all the operational transactions. When I say operational transaction, whenever you perform any transaction, it's nothing but you're adding the data to the OLTP system. Right? So this is the, so you have a 24/7 access to this, right? To all the OLTP applications, and it stores basically all the operational transactions, right? And you have some predefined paths are there. It contains the predefined path, and you have always the current data is present within the OLTP system. So when I say current data, it's nothing but at present data. At present data is present. So let's say if you go with the ATM withdrawal center. So when I say current data, I'm giving you an example. When you go with the ATM withdrawal center, so when you try to take the mini statement of your account, so basically it will give you the last 10 transactions of the account. When I say last 10 transactions, it's nothing but what you have performed in the last, within the last 10 transactions. Means, let's say if you have performed all the 10 transactions today itself, when you have debited 10 times today itself, it is going to show only today's data. So you cannot see the historical transactions. When I say historical transactions, or like the last week transactions, or the last month transactions, or the last year's transactions, you cannot see within the OLTP system. So the OLTP system is designed in such a way that it always contains the at present data or the current data. Right? So let's say you have the SBI banking system is there. SBI banking system. So this SBI banking system contains 3 OLTP systems are present. So this is one OLTP system, this is another OLTP system, and you have this is another OLTP system. So in one OLTP system, you have all the core banking transactions will be done. When I say core banking transactions, it's like a crediting amount, debiting amount. So all these transactions are stored within this OLTP system, and this OLTP system is present within the SAP. Okay, so we have another OLTP system, like it contains all the insurance transactions. So let's consider all the insurance transactions are present within the Oracle database, and you have a credit card system is also present. So let's consider all the credit card transactions are stored within the mainframe system. So There are three different systems are there for SBA, right? One is the core banking application, which is running on SAP. You have the insurance transaction that is stored in the Oracle system, and you have the credit card transaction that are stored within the mainframe system, right? So when all the transactions are performed here, so basically the question is that if I have to perform the business analysis, of this SBA system, means my manager wanted to understand how the business is there. The CEO of the company wants to understand how the business is there for all these for the SBA banking system. For doing that, what we do is that when you wanted to perform the business analysis, when the data is present within the OLTP system, if you want to perform the business analysis, you have some challenges are there here. So when I say challenges, like these OLTP systems, always it contains the current data. First challenge is it always contains the current data. So when you have the current data within any possible system, basically it is not useful for the business analysis. Why it is not useful for the business analysis in the sense, like when I say business analysis, you will compare your business with different time zones. When I say different time zones, it's like you compare your business with this month business with last month, or this quarter business with the last quarter, or this year business with last year business, right? So this kind of comparisons you will do when you perform the business analysis. So when you have the current data within the system, you cannot perform the effective business analysis in comparing your business with different time periods. And so this OLTP system, you can see the data is present within multiple technologies. Means one is present in SAP, another one is present in Oracle, another one is present in the mainframes. So if you wanted to perform any reporting on top of the OLTP systems, there is no reporting tool within the market which can fetch the data from these different technologies, right, and present the data in the form of report. So there is no there is no reporting tool till in the market that can fetch the data from multiple technologies and present in the form of report, right? So this is one of the issues. So multiple technologies where the data is present, and you have different standards are present within each OLTP system. When I say different standards, it's like, let's say for a attribute called as a gender. Here, let's say you have the possibilities like male, female, right? And in another OLTP system, you have the possibilities like 10 for the same gender attribute. Here you have like a MF. So when you have different methods are there, when you have different standards of standards are there within each OLTP system, so it is difficult to perform the reporting when you have multiple standards. Alright, so because of all these disadvantages or the limitations that we have within the OLTP system, we are not able to effectively perform the business analysis. So if we have to perform the business analysis, then what is the possibility that we have? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to build a very big database. Okay, I'm going to build a very big database. I'll get all the transactions from each system. So the data that is present in multiple OLTP systems is extracted, which is called as a data extraction. It is transformed into a homogeneous format because you have multiple formats of data is present, and it is loaded into a very big database which is called as a data warehouse. So this data warehouse is nothing but it's a process. It's nothing but a process or a method that is used to perform the business analysis. It is used to perform the business analysis. It's nothing but it's a database. A data warehouse is nothing but a database. It's nothing but a database which can be built on any database. We can build the data warehouse on Oracle. We can build data warehouse on Teradata. We can build the data warehouse on Sybase. we can build it on SQL Server. So we can, when you go into the real time, your data warehouse could resist on any of this database, right? So a data warehouse where you have the data again in the form of tables, which is useful for the business analysis, right? So we use the ETL process here. So when I say ETL process, it's nothing but you extract the data. Yes, you extract the data that is present in different OLTP system, which is called as data extraction. So this process is called as data extraction. You extract the data from multiple OLTP systems, which is called as data extraction. You transform the data. Into a homogeneous format, which is called as data transformation, and you load the data into a very big database, which is called as a data warehouse. So you use this ETL process to bring the data from multiple OLTP system and load the data into the data warehouse, right? So it's nothing but a process, or a data warehouse is nothing but a process or the methodology that we use in order to perform the business analysis. So each day, for every day, every transaction from each OLTP system, you load it into the data warehouse. Every transaction. Since every transaction you are recording here, so the kind of data that you have it here is a historical data. It's a historical data which will be useful for the decision making, of the business in order to understand how the business is running. Right? So since it is useful for analyzing the business operations, this is called as a OLAP system. So when I say OLAP system, it's nothing but online analytical processing system. So we can analyze the business, how it is running. Means if the business is going in a profit zone, or we are getting any loss, so which is the product which is doing better. So who are the best customers? Who are using a more credit card, right? So that I can give some extra offers to him, right? And who are the different retailers that we have, which is providing good market, and what are the different products which are doing better. So if there is any slowly moving product, we can discard that particular insurance product from the system. So these kind of different analysis we can perform on top of the data warehouse in order to analyze how it is running. So once the data is present within the data warehouse, so what we do is that, let's say if we have a manager is there, he's the sales manager of the company. So he want to understand how the sales are going on. So if he has to understand, since you have the data warehouse is present, in order to communicate with the data warehouse, what do? You will use the SQL statement. You will use the standard SQL statement, because a data warehouse is built on a database, right? So the sales manager are not the technical person. They are not the technical person in order to query the data from the data warehouse. He cannot query the data from the data warehouse and understand how the business is run. He cannot do that because he is not a technical person. So once the data is loaded to the data warehouse you will use some reporting tools, or you will use some OLAP tools. In order to present the data in the form of reports. So what is meant by report? So a report is nothing but it's a graphical representation. Yes, it's nothing but it's a graphical representation of the data in a very interactive format. Means you can represent the data in the tabular format. You can represent the data in a graph format. Yes, bar diagrams. Yes, so dashboards. So you can present the data and different formats of the data by querying the data. By selecting the data from the data warehouse, you can represent the data in the form of report. Right? So these reports will be sent to the business users of the company in order to understand. Yes, these reports will be sent to the business users of the company, and they will analyze how the business is running. Right? So they will analyze how the business is running. So these reporting tools or the OLAP tools will be developed by a role called as a BA developer. So BA developer making use of the OLAP tools or the BA tools, making use of the OLAP tools or the BA tools, they will present the data within the report. They will present the data within the report. Right? So you have multiple BA tools are there within the market, like you have Cognos, you have SAP Business Objects, right? You have MicroStrategy, Hyperion, OBAW. So these are all the different reporting tools that are present, which is used to present the data on the form of reports, which are used to present the data in the form of report. So these tools are called as BA tools, where the BA developer will use them to create a report. Right? So this process of ETLs will be done by the ETL developer. This process of ETL will be done by the ETL developer. So ETL in the sense extraction, transformation, and the loading. So the ETL developer, by making use of the ETL tools. So when I say ETL tools, it's like a Informatica Power Center. So you have data stage. So you have SSIS, which is from Microsoft. You have Ab initio, so which is from Ab initio Corporation. So these are all the different ETL tools that we have, yes, which are used to create the ETL program. So as a ETL developer, your role is to create the ETL programs. Your role is to create the ETL programs to move the data from different OLTP systems into the data warehouse for the purpose of for the purpose of business analysis. Right? So these are all the different ETL tools that we have, which are used to perform the extraction from the source, transform in the ETL memory, and load it into the tables of the data warehouse. Okay. So basically, when you have multiple ETL tools are there, what led to the why Informatica Power Center is very popular. So we'll see that. Okay. So you can see. Yes, so you can see these are the different transaction systems are there, where all the transactions are recorded. And from this, we'll move the data by using the ETL process, by using the ETL tools, we'll move the data from the OLTP systems into the data presentation area, which is nothing but a data warehouse. From the data warehouse, you can use the reporting tools in order to show the reports. We'll use the reporting tools. And you can see the Informatica Power Center is the standard tool from the Informatica Corporation. So Informatica Corporation has released multiple products, like you have the data quality, you have cloud data integration, application ILM. Yes, we can connect the data, we can retrieve the data from Facebook, LinkedIn, yes, and we can perform the master data management. So these are all the different products that we have from the Informatica Corporation, which is released. So out of which Informatica Power Center is the standard and powerful ETL tool, which is a very popular one. So you have multiple ETL tools are there within the market, like data stage, SSIS, Ab initio. But why people are using Informatica Power Center? Is that because Informatica Power Center is the very robust one. Yes, means we can use it in any version of the Windows and any version of Unix. Right? It can be used in any platform, and it's very simple for understanding. It's very simple for understanding and very simple for usage. So that is one of the reasons. So proven marketing, proven technology leader, and you have the continuous innovation. When I say continuous innovation, whatever technology that is newly coming into the market, so Informatica Power Center has the plugin adapter to that. Means whatever technology you have within the market, it could be SAP or the PeopleSoft or CRM or any kind of system or the recent Hadoop Yes, wherever the data could resist, so Informatica Power Center has a plugin adapter to connect to the database and to connect to that particular database or particular system in order to read the data, as well as you can load the data into any kind of system. So you can load the data into any kind of system, in the sense you can load into mainframes or SAP, you can load into XML files, any flat file, you can load into any database. Yes, we can read the data from any kind of source system, as well as you can load the data into any system. Right? It's the most neutral trusted partner, and you have the long history of the customer success. Right? And it is used in two kinds of projects basically. So this project is like a data warehousing project. So which is 80% of all the data warehousing projects are being implemented on Power Center, and you have 20% are the data. I mean, 20% is used in data integration platform. Right. So data integration, in the sense. So as I told you, there are two kinds of projects where Informatica Power Center is implemented. One is a data warehousing project. So this is the data warehousing project, means moving the data from multiple OLTP system into the data warehouse into a single platform for the purpose of business analysis. So this is the data warehousing project, which is nothing but perform the business analysis. And you have data integration project, means when I say data integration project, it's like you have two systems are there, means let's say you have a billing system that is present on SAP. It is present, which is present on SAP. And you wanted to migrate this billing system from SAP to PeopleSoft, let's say. So you have to move the data from SAP to PeopleSoft, right? So for this also, you can use Informatica Power Center to move the data from one system to another system, which is nothing but data integration project or the data migration project, right? So this is another kind of system that another kind of project that we have it. So Informatica Power Center is used in two kinds of projects. So that's the reason you have wide number of projects are there, and a wide range of openings are there on the Power Center. Okay. So for the prerequisites of the Power Center here, you need a good understanding of the SQL. You need good understanding of procedural orientation of the SQL, and good knowledge on Unix commands, and good knowledge on Unix scripting. So as a part of the training, I'll slightly touch with the SQL statements and PL SQL, and I'll go over the Unix commands at the end of the session. So the Unix scenarios, where at what place the Unix will be used, and what are the different Unix commands that we use, and what is the scenarios, what are the scenarios where you use the Unix scripting. So all those things will be taught with as a part of the training, right? And training is basically divided into 4 modules. One is a data warehousing concept, Informatica developer concept, Informatica admin concept, and the Unix, right? So for the first 4 to 5 days, we'll discuss only the data warehousing concept, like what is the data warehouse, what are the different systems you have, what are the differences, advantages, who are the different authors, what are the different architectures, what is the data mart, what is the data modeling, what kind of tables are present. So all these are the part of the data warehousing concepts, and you have Informatica admin related concepts also will be discussed, like the architecture, how to do the installation, what configuration is required, what are the different services you can create, how to create the users, roles, groups, how to use the Informatica admin console, command line utilities, migration, backup and recovery strategies. So all these things are required as a admin, and you have developer concepts also there. Yes, so all the development activities, including the basic, intermediate, and the advanced, will be taught here. And so the classes are like every day we have 25 classes. So the duration is like 1 hour 15 minutes. You have it from Monday to Friday EST. Right. So the softwares, coming to the softwares, so BigClasses will install VMware software in your machine, which contains the latest version of Informatica with Oracle 10G under the Windows environment. So you can practice within this VMware. So we have a lifetime license to that, and you can connect to that even in the offline system also. I mean, it's not required to be in online, so you can work on the Power Center even in the offline. So these are all the different materials also be given, and the Informatica Power Center tool will be understood. It will not be. I mean, I'm not going to give you sample examples for understanding the tool. So the tool, I mean, the tool will be taught along with the project. So you will see the case study, sales case study. We are going to understand uh, as a as a case study, or we can say it as a project. And while understanding that case study, you will understand what are the different concepts that are present within the Power Center. Right? So as a part of the training, we'll give all the materials like the data warehousing material, SQL material, Informatica material, lab material, yes, technical questions, interview questions, resume preparation, Unix material, right, daily assignments, and one more important thing is after class time support. So I'm going to share my number and email ID with you. So whenever you have any questions, you can ping me in the WhatsApp or you can shoot an email to me. Right. So these are the different things that we have. So the course training time is 25 classes where you can do that.